Hello, welcome to your Soulprint Weekly Pick Your Crystal reading. This is for the week of June 23rd through the 29th. Hard to believe we're at the end of June already. Where did the year go? All right, so let's get cracking. This week we're calling this orange, blue, green. Not sure what this is. I was going to say moonstone, but I don't think so. In any case, it doesn't really matter. Orange, blue, green. Take a moment and just see which crystal or crystals resonate, which are calling out to you. And let's get started. Here we go. All right. Starting off with the Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Nine of Pentacles. All right. These look like some pretty good cards. All right, so let's get started with the Knight of Wands. Very often it's an indicator of a change of residence, a journey. I often see it as incoming communications or, um, information coming to you that perhaps you've been waiting for. King of Pentacles. So this is about a kind of a successful energy, an energy having to do with figures, with money. There's a sturdiness to this card. There is a sense of security with this card. Lovers, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is, as I'm sure most of you know, sort of financial success, material security. So this is an interesting kind of grouping of cards because it's sort of talking about some shifting or changing that's going to go on. Now, you could be selling a property. You could be downsizing. You could also be waiting for some information to come through, some news to come through. It very much feels if as this Knight of Wands energy sort of takes place, it's going to put you into a place where there is just a sense of greater financial security, success. It feels very much like there is just a stabilizing influence. The Lovers. Now, is this a partnership? Is this a spouse? It is an indicator that there is sort of a coming together, right? There is a cohesiveness, two people being on the same page, all right? And the Nine of Pentacles is literally talking about, that financial security, that stability, that success. So it's interesting because we have sort of the male energy of financial success and the female energy of financial success, bracketing the Lovers. So however this applies to you, whether this is about, waiting for information that's going to impact your security or finances, or whether this is literally some sort of a move or the sale of property, perhaps even the purchasing of property. But there is an indicator that this is going to create a sense of stability, security, and if there's a partnership, a strengthening of that relationship. I almost want to say, regardless of whether the Lovers is an active partnership or not, it definitely feels like there is sort of a stabilizing, a sense of security coming forward. The energy overall of these cards is it's a forward movement kind of energy. It is an energy of things moving towards just greater success, strength, financial security. And if this pertains, to a partnership, remember, in this case, I mean, the lovers could represent a spouse. But it could also represent a close friendship. It could represent a business partnership. But there's definitely an energy here of things moving forward in a way that is very successful and that is very, frankly, welcoming, right? If there is indeed a partnership here or a spousal partnership, it very much feels like pressure created within that partnership as a result of perhaps money or financial difficulties. Looks like that's sort of stabilizing, right? I wonder how many times I've used the word stabilizing so far, because that really is the energy of this. It just feels like things are calming down. They're getting back to something that is, or moving towards something that is like manageable and financially comfortable. So, whatever this is for you, nice, and, good luck. Awesome. All right, let's move on to the blue. Starting with the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Wands. Okay, now the Ace of Pentacles is about, you know, abundance. It can represent the beginning of a new adventure. It can sometimes represent a document, a gift, money, things that are tangible. The Ace of Wands sitting over here is talking about a new adventures, a new way of life. So you have two really, really strong beginnings in this reading. You have a financial beginning and a beginning in terms of communications, your own consciousness, business information, and sometimes it's about just simply actions and moving forward. The Queen of Wands is a very, very nice energy. It's sort of that energy. It's very warm. It's very comfortable. This is a busy energy. This is somebody who is able to sort of multitask, handle a lot of stuff, at the same time. Everything moving forward. Now, the Five of Wands sitting here is sort of an interesting energy because the Five of Wands very often can sort of indicate kind of a quarreling or a bit of a competition. It isn't serious. This isn't like, um, you know, sort of something that is really intense. It's milder than that. So as I'm looking at this, it's like you can anticipate beginnings, fresh starts, incoming information, incoming finances, incoming correspondence. And that's going to help you clarify or take care of perhaps some of the things that are going on in your life that you need to take care of, that you need to get busy with. It also sort of indicates an energy of being pleased with the way things are unfolding and the way they are, coming together for you. Two Pentacles. I mean, this is sort of new beginnings, new starts. It's a fresh, new sort of energy. And the Five of Wands is interesting here, right? The Five of Wands just talks about there might be some petty jealousies. There could be, people who have something to say about stuff that maybe is or isn't their business. The Five of Wands energy always reminds me of, two kids in the backseat of a car, hour 4 of a long trip. It's that squabbling energy. There isn't a lot of meat to it. It's just that kind of pissy, I'm cranky, so I'm going to make you cranky too sort of energy. So this Five of Wands energy is easy to just sort of I kind of want to say move past, right? It's not going to be enough to put, frankly, a hitch in your giddy up. It's just something to be mindful and aware of, particularly with the people around you. It may be that things finally start getting moving forward for you. Maybe you've been trying to start, some sort of a business, a cottage industry, some sort of new project. And as things get up and running, you may be finding that there are some people who have some opinions. Don't let that kind of energy diminish the success of what you're accomplishing. If you can hear the dog barking, I do apologize. He's obviously guarding something. Okay, so sorry about that. So that's what I'm seeing for this blue crystal for this week. It looks like a kind of a busy week. It looks like energy of fresh starts. And this little Five of Wands energy, just don't let it knock you off your stride, because you have really powerful cards here, and cards that really denote sort of a moving forward energy, and frankly a successful energy. Alrighty, let's move on to the green and see what we have here. All right, we have the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Emperor. All right. So kind of an interesting mix of energies. All right, now the Seven of Swords very often represents a situation. Sorry about that. I apologize. The dog seems to be quite chatty today. All right, a Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords can very often indicate a situation where things maybe aren't moving along the way you had hoped or anticipated. It's also a situation where sometimes diplomacy, talking things out, being able to, kind of, you know, clarify your thoughts, clarify your ambitions, are able to move the situation forward. Now, the Ten of Swords is always kind of a concerning card when we see it, right? Because it can often kind of feel like, oh no, we're going to get stabbed in the back and everything's falling apart. The other side, though, of the Ten of Swords is that, well, yes, it can indicate disappointment. And if things are not moving along the way you would like them to, it's not unusual to think that you're going to be disappointed. But it is also representing the end of a cycle. Yes, something may not have gone the way you wanted it to. Something may have even, come up really short. It might even have kind of sizzled. But it's coming to a close. That chapter is ending. And it is not as horrible and kind of terrible as perhaps it is feeling right now. Very often, when we hit a block, when we can't go forward, when a door closes, it's because the situation needs to be reviewed. There's something about our going forward plan that is really not in our highest or best interest. And sometimes it is simply a reluctance to let go of something that's time is done. So energetically, even though these two cards are kind of like a little bit disconcerting, if you will, they're very powerful cards in terms of being able to clear the deck, start fresh, sort of end things without it being a big war. You're going to be able to talk things through. It's that kind of energy. Now, the Knight of Cups and the Emperor are absolutely lovely cards to follow these two, because the Knight of Cups will very, very often bring you good news, emotionally happy news. Sometimes it can even be about a love proposal or romance. Sometimes it's a little bit idealistic, but that also is sort of not the end of the world, right? So this is a really nice sort of card. So it almost feels like as you're moving away from this more difficult time, that there is an energy coming along that brings emotional relief, emotional happiness. It is a caring, it's a loving energy, and it's bringing it towards you. And the Emperor is, it's a powerful, powerful energy. It is about abundance. It is about, success. The Emperor energy is, of course, the male counterpart to the Empress. And so you're looking at energy having to do with, success, business, having to do with being in a strong and focused position. And so, whatever these difficulties are, understand that ultimately you're moving towards a place of not only sort of reassuring and good news and comforting news, but also, frankly, a place of success, a place of strength, and the ability to focus and move forward in a way that ultimately is going to move you in a very powerful and successful direction. If you are, if this reading is pertaining to an area where you've been trying to get something off the ground and it's just not coming together, this is an indicator that maybe it's time to just take a step back, review it, make sure that, you leave yourself opened to allow for new ideas or a new way of looking at things, a new direction. Because, as I said before, very often when we are stopped from progressing forward, it's because the progression is not in our best interest. And there's something that we need to evaluate, review, and then move forward from there. But ultimately, you're going to end up, very, very pleased. And there is definitely success coming with the Emperor sitting there as your final card. All right. Thank you very, very much for being here. I really look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope you have a lovely and happy week ahead. Bye for now.